I think that it was such a driver of a narrative that I actually do think is false and has been damaging in the United States, which is the idea that there is a tremendous amount of racial tension in America, and that's accelerated over the past couple of decades. I think that it's important to elevate individual justice above, again, that sort of group identity-based narrative for the sake of the body politic. The BLM movement of 2020 was, at the very least, incredibly divisive, and on a material level, incredibly damaging to the United States. And I think that one of the things that I'd like to get back to in the United States is a time when we actually had pretty good racial feelings about one another, and it wasn't all that long ago. I think that if you go back to the polling data, yes, if you go back
between the black community and the Jewish community, sure, but the black community and white community.
So if you go back to Gallup polls of 2012, literally 2012. Okay. In 2012, 75% of white Americans thought that race relations were on a good path with black Americans, and 65% of black Americans also thought that race relations were on a good path in the United States. And then by 2014, it had all dumped down into the below 50 mark for both whites and black Americans, and it never recovered from there. And one of the inciting events of that was, in fact, the riots in Ferguson and the sort of elevation of this narrative that America was deeply systemically racist in incurable ways, and that every inequality in American life could be chalked up to inequities that were buried in the founding of the country, and this whole broader racial narrative, which I think, again, that the best way to get past a lot of these problems, honestly, is it sounds naive, but it isn't. It's just reality.